students of Reddit, what is your best school life hack? Find time to get some exercise in. All of that grab and go, fast food catches up to you fast. I got fat as fuck in college and have since lost all that weight. I wish I made time to at least squeeze in a 30 minutes workout every other day.
For math, physics majors, learn how to use LaTeX early. It will save you a ton of time in the long run, and you'll need to know it for grad school anyway. I personally recommend LIX https://www.lix.org/ for problem sets, since it helps to see what you're writing live. Also, learning how to use Mathematica really well saved me countless times when I wasn't smart enough to do the math by hand. This is an unethical and specific one, but it worked wonders. One of the vending machines at school accepted Yu-Gi-Oh cards as dollar bills. Edit, thanks for the gold, stranger. I turned off my phone for a small nap and come back to this. Edit 2, for those wondering, I found out from a friend.
Quizlet is pretty great.
If you have lazy teachers, Google a direct quote from a worksheet or assignment and you can sometimes find teaching resources and answers online.
You can Google by file type, using the syntax greater than file type PDF name of the textbook I need. Will often give you downloadable versions and save you hundreds of dollars. Plus being able to control +F a textbook is a lifesaver. This of course can be applied to any other file extension.
If you need to participate in group discussion but aren't sure about the material, ask intelligent questions instead of trying to answer what you don't get. It'll buy you time and you'll still be participating. See the professor, during their office hours if you need extra help understanding something. No one comes to office hours and they're usually really happy to help.
For all my fellow commuters out there, meal prep. You will save so much money by making some rice and chicken at home instead of buying some food every day. I used to buy Subway twice a week as I was at school for a long time of those days. I just started to do meal prep and I feel so much better about not spending that much money anymore.
Browse the textbook before the lecture, or at least skim the introduction and the section headings. It's a lot easier to remember information if you walk into the classroom with a little bit of context.
If you don't know how to study, or have a hard time getting yourself to do homework, get a friend to buddy with. My ADHD ass can't study to save my life, but if my friend is in the room concentrating on that shit, I feel like I don't want to be left out, and I'll buckle down so we're on the same page. If you can't manufacture executive function, peer pressure is fine too. And #X200B, or / and #X200B, edit. For all y'all saying you don't have friends, friends isn't the point. Grabbing a study partner is the point. It could be a classmate, it could be a sibling, it could be a guy off the internet that you pay $4 an hour to checking regularly and demands scholastic updates during study time. I've actually used that last one to crank out half a novel.
Before exam, make a copy of all the material you have to know, but change it in the way you would explain it. It helps a lot to learn the subject.
Get enough sleep. Seriously. I know it's hard. I know there's not enough hours in the day. But if you're gonna cut anything, it shouldn't be sleep. Don't spend your school time on Reddit, which is exactly what I'm doing right now.
As someone who just graduated college, do yourself a favor and actually go to class. You're paying for the chair. If you're in the US, and there is research on a correlation between greater absences equals greater likelihood to fail a course. I know you hate the class, but go. I might literally be begging.
Peanut butter can be a meal.
Do not leave things to be done just before the deadline. Do it ahead of time, if possible, so you avoid unnecessary stress. Helps me survive. Also, learn how to manage your time well.
Treat it like a 9-to-5 job. You'll get so much work done, and won't have any feeling of guilt during time off. Engineering, attend class and pay attention to the examples.
It's fairly silly, but it was indispensable to me in college, especially for my English minor. Paste your syllabi in a very visible location in your home, and write down all of your major due dates on a whiteboard. There's a lot of shit that goes in college, So it's really easy to forget sometimes what you have to read or what papers you have to do. Especially for non-math courses, your assignments will be due in spurts, and it's definitely not as easy to remember as a weekly problem set. So it's best to just have all your assignments easily visible. It pays dividends. You've got to play the meta game. If you're lazy and unorganized like me, you won't have time to properly study for everything and complete every assignment. That's when you look at the grade distribution and start with the items that are worth the most. If you're nervous about presenting something or speaking out loud because you're forced to, just know that the majority of students around you feel the same way as you, if not worse. That always helped me get over the fear of talking out loud.
Wikipedia not working? Type 0 in front of the W and hit enter. Now you have Wiki 0. All Wikipedia format, just on a different site.
Laminate your notes so the tears just roll off. Not talk. On a serious note, this is kind of shitty, but once I left my charger at the library and it wasn't at the lost and found, so I came back a few hours later when a different person was working and asked if they have found the white Apple phone charger, which I saw that they had earlier, and they just gave me this charger. Lost a charger and got a new one for free. Edit. Another tip, try not to buy books from the bookstore. You buy more expensive books and then when you sell them back the store will only give you 30% if it's actually value for it, then they will resell the same book for 100% of the price next semester. I've been able to find all of my textbooks as a PDF file online.
Do your homework at lunch. I do it in high school and now I have so much time to masturbate and not have a social life. Don't pull an all-nighter, it'll be easier to get up early and continue the next day. Edit. I mean, don't wait till the night before to start the project. Assignment. I mean, if you still have 2-3 days till it's due, cut yourself off at 10-11. If you've waited till the night before, you've fucked yourself and do what you want.
Go to the same school and have the same teachers as your perfect brother and perfect sister. You will skate by and get special treatment, and leave high school with a false sense of entitlement and ability.
Throw yourself into the course. Network like a maniac. Help out on projects that are tied to professional businesses. Volunteer. Long gone are the days of being paid to start the best band in the world. You are paying for a service, so get the most out of it. Or don't go and get a job instead. Master that, make cash money, train and get qualifications. Or fuck about with a minimum wage job, do the festivals, travel, hike up mountains and camp under the stars, join the greatest band in the world, or learn to paint. Do something while you learn what you really want to do. Mostly. Wear sunscreen.
If you want to use Wikipedia when writing an academic essay, just cite the sources that Wikipedia cites. Not only does it reduce your workload a lot, but it makes it look like you've done a ton of reading during your research, which your professor will be really impressed by.
My grades get better the more I go to class. It's really weird.
Put your phone away completely when studying. The biggest issue I had in school was getting distracted by Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, text messages, emails, etc. There was always something going off and I'd spent 10 minutes in my phone, out it down, get a notification and waste another 10 minutes.
Sleep more than you study. Study more than you socialize. Socialize as much as possible. Read this on Reddit actually, but I can't remember the source.
Put cheese in a glue stick as a snack for later.
Consolidate each syllabus into a single calendar. I am lazy and I suck at working ahead. 1 hour up front saved my ass so many times. You probably have 3 exams on the same day during week 8. Figure that shit out now. Also, read your textbook before class. It will lead to less time studying overall and better grades. The lazy man reads the chapter before class. It is wisdom, not smarts. You will understand more and have questions in class.
Try and cook a meal a day, or cook once for lunch for the next 3 days. It saves so much money, plus is a great way to feel productive when you don't feel like studying. It's not that hard as well. Cooking is mostly waiting for water to boil, that's all.
Record lectures on your phone and listen to them while studying for tests. So many times in lectures you get so caught up in taking notes that you completely miss things the professor says. I've picked up on so many things that I totally missed in the notes but heard the professor say it in the recording. Also takes pressure off you to take crazy fast notes.
Download the mark schemes used for past papers and pick apart what the examiner is looking for as revision. Most exam boards in the UK, for GCSEs at least, used to be fairly easy to come by. Not sure if that is still the case. If the teacher uses PowerPoint, and assuming it's not automatically online somewhere, perhaps ask for a copy of the presentation. Some teachers are willing to hand out copies of their own lesson notes, prep, depending on level/subject/how nice they are, which I found really helpful. If you've got a big project, don't leave it to the last minute, especially in subjects where time management is graded to a level/EPQ/level 3 tech in particular.
Photomath is more of an homework thing, still useful when you're lazy.
Slader.com has every answer to most textbooks. It also shows you how to do the problems.
https://libgen.io/
Go to class and answer questions and your prof will go out of their way if you ever need their help.
Former student here. Since leaving school I've looked back and realized that the best, most useful hack that I never utilized is work hard, study, and take it seriously. Even if you don't go to college, learn a trade. Set your future self up for success.
Wolfram Alpha, past exams and assignments, scan or take pics of readings, chapters from the required text with your phone, tablet so you don't need to buy the book, building a rapport with the prof and teaching assistants. And #X200B, and #X200B.
Long walks with hand-drawn and colored flashcards was the only way I was able to study. By doing, not sitting and reading.
http://www.wolframalpha.com is my favorite smile. Take notes even if you never look at them later. Take notes while you complete your readings. It'll help cement things in your brain to summarize and paraphrase the key points of the content. Start early. Scan what's coming up so you know approximately how much time the next reading/chapter/assignment will take and plan your schedule accordingly. Don't let yourself be stuck rushing/cramming/all-nighting any more than you need to. Don't let the fear of a looming task freeze you into procrastination. When it comes time to midterms and finals, recognize when you've done all that you can. Cramming isn't going to achieve much for you, and there always comes a point where if you keep going you're going to freak yourself out and you're not gaining anything. Use that time to relax and rest so you're alert and ready come the exam. Give a shit. Genuinely give a shit and participate. It isn't high school, you are paying to be there. If you participate actively, you will grasp new concepts and retain more information more easily. Only the dropouts are too cool in college.
If the teacher doesn't arrive for 15 minutes, then you can just leave.
Say you have an 8-page paper due, but you've only written about 7 pages. Use the find and replace function in your word processor to replace all periods with slightly larger ones. So if your paper specifies 12-point font, change the periods to 14-point. This will likely get you to your 8 pages, and is very hard to detect in a hard copy. Pro tip: do not use this trick if your papers are submitted electronically. Your teacher can much more easily spot the change and then you're busted.
If you want to listen to music discreetly, feed your headphones under your shirt and up your sleeve, then lean with your hand on your head.
To reduce stress, complete the assignments as soon as they are signed. Get your hands on the test bank. Publishers release the textbook along with study guides and test banks to universities. 9/10 times, professors use the multiple choice and even long answers directly from the test bank. It's probably not ethical, but it's definitely not illegal. My professors made 6 figures by copying and pasting their exams. If they can't take the time to write their own exams and test banks are easily accessible, then I don't feel very bad for getting 95% on my exam. To add to this, a workout doesn't need to be led by a pro trainer, an hour long, at the gym, once you get a membership or find a workout partner, etc. It can be enough just to walk around campus, the city/town for 30 minutes. Bonus points if you bring a podcast or audiobook with you.
To build on this, find some sort of club that focuses on fitness. I'm in the running club at my school and it increases motivation tenfold.
I go to a big football school, and my favorite stress relief exercise is to go to the stadium and run up and down the steps. Exhausting, but good exercise. I try and do it every Monday and Wednesday. Tuesday and Thursday are quick 45-60 minute workouts at around 10:30. Run a mile, quick lift, run a half mile. Done. Friday I don't have class, so I usually go for longer or play basketball with buddies. Saturday is football day, and Sunday night is indoor lacrosse practice. Works for me. Still love canes a little too much though, and for the folks that don't want to install anything, I would highly recommend trying out Overleaf https://v2.overleaf.com.
Also, Detoxify http://detoxify.chirlabs.org/classify.html will let you draw a symbol and give you the LaTeX syntax.
Also, if you don't have access to Mathematica, the official Raspbian Pixel desktop install from the Raspberry Pi Foundation has a free stripped-down version. A Raspberry with case, power supply, and SD card is around $50.
Adding to this for the stats people. R Markdown is super similar to LaTeX, Swift but much easier to use within RStudio.
This is my favorite answer in this whole thread.
I think the real question is, who the fuck sticks the UGIO card in a vending machine expecting it to do something?
How many Snickers can I get for my blue eyes, white dragon?
What's the conversion rate for 1 US to 1 shit tier UGIO? What made you think to try this? If you complete Exodia, the vending machine explodes.
On a similar note, insert a UGIO card into a hand dryer. You'll get a school-wide evacuation, and even the chance to go home early. After all, can't stay in school if the bathroom's on fucking fire. Someone did this in my old elementary.
Piggybacking off you, the vending machines on my campus will drop 2 of whatever you select if you hold the bottom flap up all the way while you do the transaction. I don't know if it'll work on any other machines, but give it a go.
There's one at the high school my mom works at that will take your dollar bill and dispense 1.25 in quarters if you hit the return button.
Mine had an issue where it thought quarters were dollars, while everyone else was getting their ice cream. I was making 75 cents every time I pressed change return.
So did distributor making a fortune selling UGIO cards on eBay.
Great for finding the entire tests for some reason.
My diploma should have Quizlet on it instead of my name. I remember failing to prepare for an exam I had. About an hour and a half before I had to go take it and Googled a question that led to Quizlet and had the 60 or so questions from my study guide. I read through it a handful of times. Took the test, it was nearly identical. Finished the test in about 20 minutes and got like a 96. Go Quizlet.
Agreed. Need to memorize anything? Quizlet is the answer. Thank you for watching. We publish amazing Reddit stories every day. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to keep the dog smiling.